Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Call Time, a theater pod. My name is Marissa Helene Mast, and this is the space where we can talk about it all because every role in theater matters. And this is the space where we can laugh, learn, and sometimes call out the chaos. So sign in on the sheet, cause it's call time. Alrighty, today we are doing another Marquee Moment, which is where we take the spotlight and shine it on a show, an artist, a project that deserves to have its moment in the sun here. We're going to be talking with the team behind the brand new play, I Think We're Lost, which is premiering this April, which is not that long away now. And before I can even go on anymore and, make a fool of myself, I'm going to make them fools instead. So I'm going to hand it on over to this team. Hey, everybody.
Hello, Call Time audience. You may have seen me a couple weeks ago. My name is Peter Fenton, and I am the playwright of I Think We're Lost.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chelsea Cylinder. I am the producer of I Think We're Lost. I'm also in the cast. I'm playing Lindsay, who's like a Wendy 2.0. And I'm also the artistic director of Peer Players Theater Company, which is the company presenting this production.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vanessa Torres. I am one of the co-founders of Peer Players. I'm also doing the costumes for I Think We're Lost, and I am playing Tinkerbell.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kate Brighter. I'm also one of the other co-founders of Peer Players. In the show, I'm playing Wendy, and I'm also doing the props design and the fight captain.
Hi, y'all. My name is Julianne Kastner. I am one of the co-founders of Peer Players Theater Company. I am the marketing director for this production, as well as the sound designer, and I am in the cast. I am playing Maggie Retton, who is a big old mystery, and I'm excited to be here.
What a gang. Am I right? Am I right? I love this.
We really do it all.
The vibe is here, and I am living for it. So to start us off, I think that the number one question that everyone is going to have on their minds is, what is I Think We're Lost?
So I Think We're Lost is a darkly comedic reimagining of Peter Pan. The basic premise is that Wendy Darling is gone, and a college-aged Peter Pan is considering leaving Neverland. And Tinkerbell has this whole scheme that she has to keep Neverland alive. So in order to keep her scheme alive, she recruits a new lost boy and a Wendy 2.0, and they're from Philadelphia. So we've got this really cool regional aspect going on. And he recruits them to come to Neverland, and they unravel some very unsettling secrets buried in Neverland's past. And there are a lot of twists and turns, and you never really know what's going to happen.
Everybody's got secrets. Where I think that the play diverts in a very fun way, and where we start seeing just like how deep all of these secrets in this play go, is when the two lost kids are taken by Tinkerbell and then told, you have to go kill Captain Hook, only to find out that Captain Hook is not quite how they pictured them in their heads, and they're trying to figure out exactly who is this person and how do they fit into this world, and why does Tinkerbell want them gone. And I think that is a very, very fun sort of thing that just unravels once that breaks loose, everything else is just completely unraveling, and that's really fun.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. And so, honestly, a work like this can only come from a mind like Peter Fenton.
Well, yeah.
I mean, wow,
Thank you, Peter. Oh, Peter, you're here.
Oh, yeah. So, Peter, you wrote the piece. And
I did.
Yes, you did. I'm so glad we're on the same page.
It's a gas leak episode, I'm afraid.
What better place than Neverland to get a gas leak?
I mean, you're not far off from the way I characterize Neverland. It's a little bit of a gas leak land.
We love gas leak land. Oh my God. So I was going to ask you, seriously, where did the idea for the play spark from, besides, any connection to Peter Pan you may have, but just in general?
Well, I mean, obviously, I share a first name with Mr. Pan, but
Mr. Pan, I'm sorry.
Well, yes. So back a couple years ago, does anybody remember when there was this buzz about this Winnie the Pooh slasher movie that was coming out.
Yes.
Yep.
Because Winnie the Pooh was now in
Mhm.
the public domain and someone could do whatever they wanted with it. And I am like, I adore Winnie the Pooh. I adore the 100-Acre Woods. And I was actually really excited about this because I was like, oh my gosh, they have an opportunity to do something really, really creepy and really, really cool with source material that is just otherwise so innocent and wonderful. And so I was geared up. I was ready to watch this. And I saw the trailer in the fall of 2022 when it came out. And I was just like,
Oh
oh,
no.
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
was just a by the numbers slasher movie, but the killer kind of looked like Winnie the Pooh. And I was like, that's not fun. What would I do? What would I do if I had the chance to take a public domain character and, you know, address the themes of the original work, but actually do something fun and interesting with it? So I wrote little treatment ideas for 3 different stories. One was Peter Pan, one was Alice in Wonderland, and one was The Wizard of Oz. And so I reread each of those 3 books to see if my like just basic idea off the top of my head would hold water with the original text. And I really, really connected with J.M. Barrie. Deep racism aside, I really appreciated J.M. Barrie's voice and just the sense of humor in the text that still holds up. And also the fact that Tinkerbell has hated Wendy for the last 100+ years. And that is just a really fun jumping off point to create a whole story. Peter Pan is set with children that are like 10, 12 years old, and they're afraid of growing up. But like when I think about when I was afraid of growing up, it was when I was standing at the edge of undergrad and being like, okay, here is a hard jump. Here's a hard jump off point, a hard launch of adulthood that is coming right around the corner. And like you are going to either sink or swim as soon as these training wheels are off. Like you're off and running. It's all of the rejections and all of the hardship that you've gone through, except now there's also bills. So that was something that I really wanted to explore. And I really wanted to explore, okay, if Peter Pan showed up at my doorstep 2 weeks before I graduated, how would I respond to it? And also, like, is life actually worth living, even if I know that there's no guarantee that I won't get hurt? And so those things all combining, among some other things that I don't feel I'm at liberty to share because of spoilers, were things that I wanted to explore in this play.
Wow, I had no doubt in my mind that this would be as intriguing and fascinating as this is, because like, I mean, from our episode alone, Peter, which you can find in the description box below, it's very clear that, you know, there's so much heart that goes into your pieces and personal connection. And so I would love to know, each of you, what drew you to this piece, and if there were any similarities into like your own connection to what the story is telling.
I think that Peter does a really lovely job. Not only do we have this wonderful classic story and the thesis of like the jumping off the precipice of adulthood, like the real world adulthood, but we also have underneath this really lovely commentary about the invisible labor that women have to go through, like in the relationship with Peter Pan and Wendy, and like the emotional labor, and like especially in romantic relationships, which I think that aging up the characters to be in an actual adult relationship does help a lot with this particular theme. And with our director, Madison Cadulo, she's also exploring and sharpening this with a fun queer lens as well, of like the relationship between Peter Pan and James Hook, who are actually in the real world of London, where we first start our play. They are from there, and they are friends, and they are equally rivals and grew up together. And it's just this really fun thing of being like these classic characters already having a backstory, like having a real world backstory in relationships. And so I love that spin of being like, these aren't just fairy tales. These are people who have been dropped into an absolutely crazy, crazy situation, how much of them and their problems do they take with them into this world that they are desperately trying to actually let go of things? Like, and that's what drew me. And also sword fighting pirate ladies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah. Also bookmark under queer lens. Oh no. The hot old pirate lady with a sword. Oh no.
That was one of the first things that actually drew me into the play. Immediately, my first thoughts were like, oh, the aspects of design for this show. Tinkerbell, this pixie dust, and the amount you could do with the lighting and the set, and then there's swords involved. That immediately grabs you. And then you realize, oh, the underlying foundation of this play is like there is a love aspect real strong amongst so many of the different characters, and how much do we listen to each other and listen to people's stories. And that was a really big underlying plot line for me, just being able to listen to people's stories and understand where they want to go with their lives versus others, and being able to communicate with it.
Yes, communication is a huge thing. Being able to, a big part of growing up is being able to know how to communicate things, I feel is the biggest, and not being afraid to do that.
Yeah.
When Peer Players as a board was reading through scripts and figuring out what show we wanted to do, we were all really drawn to this one. This play also seemed like it was going to be so much fun. And we were looking at like what roles we were like interested in playing. And there were a lot to choose from. And it just seemed like a really fun time. And it was also something that was very different from anything that our company had produced in the past. And there was this like crazy fun adventure aspect. When we were discussing when to do this, we were saying that this is a piece that we actually really need to plan carefully for and make sure that we have the right time to do it. So we waited until like we had the proper theater and the proper technical elements and the proper like means of creating a production to do this, because we knew that this was going to be like an undertaking that we had never taken on before. And that really excited me. And it's still exciting me every day as we are getting closer to our tech week and discussing some of the production elements that we're putting into this piece. And it's just, the rehearsals are fun. I love this. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many of your previous shows had so much realism to it, and this one has so much whimsy. So anything comes to the whimsy.
I feel like, though, for me, I unbiasedly obviously love Tinkerbell, but I think comparing to like the original Tink versus this one that we see, I always was kind of like, I just think Tinkerbell's misunderstood. And then I read the script and I said, I understand Tinkerbell, So I think it was like taking these characters that everyone loves and are familiar with, but also kind of bringing them to life and giving them more personality and depth than what you're used to, and then adding in other characters that help this entire thing grow. As much as like there's so much like we're having so much fun. It is just straight chaos anywhere you turn, and I absolutely love that. But I do think there's also some heavy elements to the play that I think were dealt with a lot of care and respect. So I feel like you can get everything out of this play. Like there's a lot of comedy and fun and confusion and tricks and things, but there's also things that I think people can relate to in the real world and appreciate like how it's brought to life in this play. So I just think everyone was able to find something that they loved about it or where they could see themselves in this play, but also like relating to other people that are going to be watching it and how the audience is going to be affected by that. So I just think not just because Peter's here. I just think it's a well-written play. Like, I just think it was well done. And, we're just very excited to put it on. So.
I just love the overall camaraderie I feel when you guys are talking about this play as well. And that just makes my heart really, really happy.
Like, I feel like the reason that we do such good work is that we do genuinely like working with each other and that we care a tremendous amount. I love that we were friends first and that we can continue to be friends in work, because sometimes that does not always work. But for us, it seems like, yep.
That's a whole other episode.
We go to Bahama Breeze, RIP. We have our board meetings. Chelsea fills us in on all of the crazy opportunities that have fallen into our laps. We're very lucky in that some people come to us and like, we would love you to do this show. And we're like, wow, we got to figure out how to do this.
And it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. And so, Vanessa, I want to go back to what you were saying about, the how this play has been resonating with you and like how you feel like it'll resonate with audiences. So I want to know why you think that this piece is so important to be seen right now in our ideal theatrical season timeline.
Like I said, so much chaos and unknown, and you're trying to figure out like what's unraveling like around you in this play. It's hard to navigate at times, especially when you don't know where it's going, which is so real in today's world. We're all just trying to figure out life. I think we're also all trying to do anything that we can to, whether it's in life or in this play, to be relatable to other people and to just kind of push through all the craziness that we're like, we don't know what we're doing, but we're figuring it out. And I think it's also like a nice reprieve from the real world because it's fun and it's just like it's a good time. We're all here and we're all just trying to figure out different ways where we can make something very stupid or very like ridiculous. And we're like, that's so stupid. Let's do it, So I just think it's like so fun and reading it. But I do think somebody in the audience will be able to relate to at least one character in this story. And they're all just, I mean, even the ones that you're like, oh, that's funny, that's stupid. And then you're like, oh, wait, I now have a different understanding or a different side that I didn't know was there.
I think we are living in very unprecedented times. And a lot of people are very, very unhappy. And the world in general is very unhappy. And I think it's a hard time to be living. And with this, current climate and everything. And so I think one thing that this play does really well and what makes it like a good time to be doing this right now is that this play strikes an amazing balance between actually like hearing underrepresented voices and communicating the themes that need to be heard, things about women, things about queerness, things about just growing up, like the things we'd already touched on. And at the same time, it's very entertaining. So if you're feeling like you really need to seek out these stories and themes and voices, you get that in the play. And if you're feeling like the world is on fire and things are too much for me to handle and I need escapism, you will still have fun watching that. And so I think it's very important that both things exist in this play, and it makes it really, really great for right now.
Yeah, every single one of the characters is either pushed to their extreme and kind of to their max, or they are put in a situation that is extremely uncomfortable and they have to make their way through it. And within it, there's comedy. So
there's Broomball.
There's Broomball!
Broomball!
So there's finding the comedy in the moments of stress and how do you navigate.
Mm-hmm. And what's Broomball? You're just going to have to come and find out.
Exactly.
I'm like, no Googling allowed. No one is actually quite sure. I think Peter is the only person in the tri-state area that is aware.
He's the keeper
I
of
spent
the
a
Broomball.
winter in Three Lakes, Wisconsin. That's what Broomball is.
That should be your tag for the show. What are you talking about? Just right now, just talking about this. I am so freaking excited. I am so freaking excited for I Think We're Lost. And I want you, each of you, we're gonna go around in a circle or a rectangle that is on my screen, and we're going to stare down the barrel of the camera, and I want you to manifest the future of I Think We're Lost.
I'm gonna manifest the future that this play, I Think We're Lost, is going to travel not just nationwide, but worldwide. And it's going to get a lot of attention and a lot of people that relate to it and a lot of people that are going to want to do it. And whether or not that's through peer players or not, I think it's going to do big things and have a lot of people kind of rave about it and tell their friends to come see it and tell their theater companies to put it on. So I think We're Lost, I think, is going to go to a lot of far places.
The manifestation is, especially when we have our student matinee, I think that some gears are going to get turning. I think that this would kill with high schools as well. I think that this is, it's got a great big cast. I feel like there is opportunities to fill in with other, like with pirates and with various lost boys. And I think that can be really, really fun. Like, we're already having a blast coming up with it. I can't imagine what a school with an actual budget and a big auditorium and a giant grid system with lots of lights could do. And so I hope that kids do it. I hope that a lot of kids do it, and a lot of kids just like get to relate to these characters and sort of like feel these, for them, even bigger adult things of just like, what is it like to grow up, and what does it mean to grow up and have relationships, and what does it mean to show up for those people? That's what I want to see. I want to see more high schools doing it too, because I think this would be a good fit for them.
I'm going to manifest that some of this show gets referenced around the world. If it is not performed, it is referenced. People use this show, either the lines or the meaning behind the show, and this is something that people reference. I will use that word again. Like when you hear of movies or different shows being like, oh, that's Les Mis, everyone gets the reference. This is going to be one of those shows that people do it for.
This is very, I think we're lost coded.
Yes, exactly.
I would like to do short-term manifest in April. There's a great production of this, and I would like to manifest.
Yes.
I would like to manifest
that production sells out.
I would like to manifest that production totally sells out and is a grand success. And long term, I am so dying to see this on, bring it to Broadway. I'd love to see it there. But I really just like a big house with tons of special effects. I would love to see these characters actually flying. I would love to see there are these clocks, these giant clock pieces that tell time in the different places. I would love to see these giant clocks, like the big clock in Wicked. We were talking about that on a production meeting last night, and we were like, can we fly in that clock to Theater Exile for our
Fly in the clock?
Can we just get that? Thank you. I would like to manifest seeing this production exactly like how it's written and imagined in this like grandiose form.
There are two things that I am very much hoping for with this show that I am not hoping for. I'm manifesting.
Yes.
I'm manifesting this is a turning point. This production is a turning point for both Peer Players and for Peter Fenton. I believe that this production, just from everything I've been seeing and the cohesion of this team and just all the marketing and everything that I've been privy to about this production, like this is going to be a show that gets Peer Players taken very seriously within Philadelphia as a producer of excellent regional theater. And also, I am manifesting this very much as this is a play that is going to put me on the map. That Peter Fenton is very much a voice worth listening to within the Philly playwright community, but also within the nationwide community of professional playwrights. I think that this production might be another piece of evidence that Peer Players and Peter Fenton are voices worth listening to. And I hope that this isn't the last time I collaborate with Peer Players. This has been a really positive and wonderful experience for me, and it sounds like for everyone involved. So I would love another chance to continue collaborating and continue making great work. And Tony Award for Best Play. Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
Why not?
That's so lovely and vulnerable, Peter. Thank you.
Yes.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerability in the arts.
show.
Wait, hold on a second. Vulnerability in the arts? What are we talking about? What is that? Oh my goodness.
The character, and I think we're lost, that's a self-insert for me, has a problem with the word vulnerable.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Another
lore drop. Okay, I can appreciate
another
this.
Easter egg there for you.
I love that. Okay, I love that. Happy Easter, y'all.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Amen.
This play took the longest for me to get it to click because this is such a Swiss watch of a play in the sense that everything has to line up properly for the gears to actually go. And this play has had a 3.5-year development cycle, right? I started writing it in the fall of 2022, and it's taken until the draft that Peer Players is performing for me to feel really confident that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And I truly believe it is now.
That's such a lovely coincidence because Peer Players started in the fall of 22 as well.
Yep.
Like that was like our first official production. It was written. It was
Stop.
manifested.
It was manifest.
It was manifested.
I would also like to say that like we've put on as Peer Players, we put on multiple productions. But like when we said earlier that we think that people in the audience will be able to like connect with characters, I think this is our first play since a long time ago that we're all in it together and we all resonated with the characters and I feel like we have not done that. Like we've done a lot of player productions, but we've all been like, okay, this is not for me, but it's for peer players, so we're putting it on. And it's always kind of switched around. And this is the first one where we all read and we were like, no, we resonate with these characters and we could all find a spot. I think I remember, Peter, I don't know if you remember this, but when we first met like in person, Peter was like, you're playing Tinkerbell, right? And I said, and I quote, if I'm not Tinkerbell, I will scream. So I think
I do remember that. I do remember that.
Good. We were all like, we all found like a spot that we knew that we would fit and resonate with these characters, whether it was because we could relate to them or because it took us out of our comfort zone. It didn't really matter. We were just like, yeah, this speaks to us. And we've not all been in something together. So it's very exciting because we get to work together, but we get to act together again for the first time in a few years. So yeah, it's very fun and very exciting for all of us.
Hell yeah.
I'm emotional. Like that's so amazing. Just the timeline from then to now, it literally was manifested. And that is an extraordinary. Wow, I'm actually okay, hold on. No. I get very listen, I'm a sentimental artist. No, but like I love when things come together and align just as they're supposed to. And I feel like that's also just a huge part of this collaboration and this piece and this time to be an artist. And damn, I'm excited to see the show. Yay! Just as a general, obviously, because all of your answers are so incredibly beautiful and moving, that I will say, it is written. It is written. I truly believe that everything that is you guys are manifesting for the I Think We're Lost is going to come to fruition. I want all of the success for I Think We're Lost. And I'm saying this totally unbiased because, you know, I'm an artist and I love new work. And then I say this with a bias because I adore all of you. So I'm pumped. I don't even know how else to like. I'm gonna sound like such a basic bitch right now, and I'm just be like, oh yeah, it sounds so good. No, but like it really does. I'm already very moved by the piece itself, but just how passionate all of you are about this show. And so now I ask you, who, what, when, where, why? What is the information? Where can we see I Think We're Lost? When can we see it? How can we find out more information about it?
Join us as the secrets of Neverland unravel after the arrival of two lost kids from Philadelphia. I Think We're Lost by Peter Fenton and directed by Madison Cadulo, produced by Chelsea Cylinder, is going to be at Theater Exile in Philadelphia. Tickets are $20, and there is going to be a link to the Eventbrite. We can share that with you. But the show dates are, it's starting April 10th. That is our opening night. And we're going to be running until April 19th at 2 p.m. So we really hope that you guys can come. There's been so much love going into this show, and we're excited to share it with you guys.
All of this information is going to be on screen in the description box below. I will be there opening night, and I will be waiting for all of you to join me. And you all better be there, or else I'm going to be very upset. And, you know, lightly threaten your audience. That's how they get
sword.
To with a sword.
People be dying.
People be dying. We could use that a lot, actually, quite frankly.
People be dying.
People be dying.
So speaking of Brummel, we're gonna really great at transitions, y'all. I can't wait to find out the context to all of these things and more when I go to I Think We're Lost. So I want to thank all of you so much for being here today on Call Time a Theater Pod to talk about I Think We're Lost. It has been an absolute pleasure speaking with all of you about the show, and I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to share it with all of you out there in living land, as I like to call it. All of the information is going to be below, and until next time, this has been the Marquee Moment of I Think We're Lost. My name is Marissa Helene Mast. You are the audience. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. That's us going. We're leaving.
Timing. Yes.
This podcast was made possible through the support of viewers like you. Thank you.